Dogman!
Dreamworks is back with a brand new animated adventure, and this time it's all about Dogman. If you've loved their past hits, you're in for a treat. But what's the big deal about this half-dog, half-man hero? Whether you're a longtime fan of the books or just curious about this quirky character, we've got you covered. From the story and characters to what makes this adaptation unique, here's everything you need to know before watching Dreamworks Dogman. Let's get started. The Dogman movie comes from Dreamworks, the same studio that brought us the 2017 Captain Underpants animation. It's exciting to see Dreamworks tackling Dogman since both stories exist in the same universe. And honestly, this movie has a lot going for it. Just look at the animation. The style feels like a perfect mix of Captain Underpants and the bad guys, which has become a fan favorite look. It's vibrant, fun, and very faithful to the books, not just in the visuals, but also in how the characters are brought to life. Did you know that Dogman is one of the best-selling children's book series in the world? With such a massive fan base, it was only a matter of time before this hilarious story got the big screen treatment. Lucky for us, Dreamworks has dropped the official trailer, and it's already making waves. The first thing that stands out, the animation style. It's vibrant, fun, and feels just like the pages of the books come to life. Dreamworks nailed the quirky and chaotic world where humans and animals interact in the wildest ways. This whole universe comes straight from a series of graphic novels that have captured the hearts of millions. In one of the most recent books, Dogman faces a pretty bizarre challenge.
His finest must come together.
Getting sprayed by a skunk. He ends up taking a tomato juice bath to lose the stink, but it leaves him with a red-tinted coat. That's not all. He also teams up with Petey the cat, who briefly goes back to his old ways of crime. Together, they take on an army of evil robots, all while Dogman rocks a hilarious new suit born from his skunk encounter. And then there's Sarah, one of the key humans in Dogman's life. She's one of the few who can actually understand Dogman, which makes her a vital ally. What's really cool is that the character was inspired by a real person, author Dav Pilkey's Australian friend, Sarah Hatton. Fun fact, they even share the same birthday. Dreamworks is clearly bringing a lot of heart and humor to this adaptation. So, if you're ready to explore this colorful, chaotic world, there's a lot to look forward to. Petey the cat might be Dogman's greatest villain, but there's more to this striped troublemaker than just his evil schemes. Behind his reputation lies a complex story of abandonment, revenge, forgiveness, and even love. If you know Dogman's adventures, you'll recognize Petey as the mastermind behind the hero's creation. Yes, you heard that right. Petey is the reason Dogman exists. It all started when Petey planted a bomb in the city. Officer Knight and Greg, a brave police dog, tried to disarm it, but things went horribly wrong. The explosion left both of them severely injured. To save their lives, doctors fused Officer Knight's body with Greg's head, and Dogman was born. Talk about a wild origin story. But before all the chaos, Petey had a tough childhood. In Dogman, Lord of the Fleas, we learn about his past through flashbacks. As a kitten, Petey was abandoned by his father, Grace. His mother did her best to care for him, and they ended up living in a shelter called Happy Home. Petey spent his early years there with his mom, who tried to make the best of their difficult situation. Petey was once a part of the Critter Scouts, a group for young animals to learn skills and have fun. Petey loved the camp and worked hard to be good.
This Dogman, it's time to stop this super cop!
But one day, chaos broke out when the camp monitors left the kids unsupervised. When the monitors returned, they unfairly blamed Petey for the mess. Worse, a group of pups falsely accused him, leading to his expulsion. That moment changed everything. Angry and hurt, Petey joined another group and plotted revenge against those who wronged him. The fallout from this rivalry eventually led to the Critter Scouts shutting down. But the story didn't end there. The pups who accused Petey, Piggy, Crunky, and Bub later became the Fleas, a mischievous group who would continue to cause trouble for Petey in the future. Stay tuned, because there's a lot more to uncover about Petey, the Fleas, and their tangled history in the Dogman universe. In the comics, Sarah usually rocks a little orange dress, but on the cover of Dogman Unleashed, her outfit is lilac. maybe she just went shopping that day. And speaking of fun details, the Dogman universe is full of character crossovers and pop culture nods. One of the coolest references happens in Grime and Punishment, when Petey's grandfather tells him, "I am your father," echoing Darth Vader's iconic line from Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back. Could Petey be a secret Star Wars fan? Wouldn't surprise us one bit. Another interesting tidbit about the comics is the villain lineup. One of Dogman's main rivals is Petey, the striped cat who's basically the opposite of our lovable hero. Petey is sneaky, mischievous, and always stirring up trouble. But here's the twist. He sometimes turns over a new leaf and helps save the day. Petey's also got a bit of a name mystery. Early on, he was called Ralph, a name his grandfather still uses in the comics. Later, his name officially changed to Petey, and that's how most fans know him now. Now, let's talk more villains. One of the wildest baddies in the Dogman series is a powerful robot created by Petey himself. Its full name is AD Hexatron Droid Formon. Yeah, a mouthful. So let's just call it the robot. This giant machine was built to destroy Dogman and wreak havoc on the city.
Oh, Dogman!
In Dogman and Cat Kid, we even see it launching missiles. Surprisingly, that power isn't mentioned in later stories. Who knows what other upgrades Petey might have added? If you're as excited about the Dogman movie as we are, drop a heart in the comments. Petey the Cat's tragic backstory reveals a lot about why he became the villain we know today. His father wasn't just abusive, he was downright cruel. It's heavily implied that Petey's curved tail is a result of his father's actions. After one such incident, Grace, Petey's mother, took him to the doctor. But while they were at the hospital, his father sold their house and abandoned them. That betrayal left Grace and Petey homeless, forcing them to live in a shelter for years. It was a difficult life, and Petey's anger started to build. Grace, despite everything, always forgave her son for his outbursts. Sadly, their hardships didn't end there. When Petey was a teenager, Grace became ill and passed away, leaving him orphaned and alone. Petey's struggles didn't stop after losing his mother. In Super Diaper Baby 2, we learn that he ended up in an orphanage, where he was eventually recruited by Dr. Dilbert Dinkle, a thief. Together, they committed several crimes, including stealing a machine that could turn objects and people into water. But things went horribly wrong when Petey accidentally transformed Dilbert into water and then broke the machine, leaving the doctor stuck in his watery form. Despite this mishap, Petey continued his life of crime until Super Diaper Baby defeated him, landing him in prison. However, prison marked a turning point for Petey. He spent his time there reading and improving himself, becoming highly intelligent. After his release, he tried to live honestly but couldn't find a job. Frustrated and out of options, he returned to crime, earning his title as the most evil cat in Dogman's world. Petey's rivalry with Dogman only fueled his villainy. Not only does Dogman constantly foil his plans, but they're also natural enemies. After all, the age-old feud between cats and dogs isn't going away anytime soon. Petey's story is a mix of heartbreak, anger, and missed opportunities, making him one of the most complex characters in the Dogman universe. Things get even more exciting with the introduction of Lil Petey, an adorable kitten who shakes up the entire dynamic. This twist definitely caught me off guard. While it's a bit of a spoiler, it adds a fresh layer to the story that fans of the books will appreciate. Another fun fact, Dogman is set to become Dreamworks' 9th franchise. That's an impressive milestone, showcasing the studio's knack for creating lovable characters and engaging stories that audiences keep coming back to. Based on what we've seen so far, Dogman feels like it will slide right into Dreamworks' lineup of hits, especially with its humor. The trailer nailed the jokes, and it looks like the movie will offer laughs for both kids and adults. But here's where it gets interesting. Dogman won't be getting the usual big theatrical release. Instead, it's heading straight to streaming. It'll debut with a 4-month run on Peacock, Universal's streaming platform, before moving to Netflix for 10 months. After that, it'll bounce back to Peacock for another 4 months. This strategy makes a lot of sense, especially for family-friendly films. Streaming is such a huge part of how we watch movies now, And this approach ensures Dogman gets maximum exposure across multiple platforms. From the animation to the story, everything about this movie feels thoughtfully crafted. The style stays true to the books, and the attention to detail, whether in the characters or the casting, shows a deep understanding of what fans want. It's also exciting to see Dreamworks blending different animation styles, pushing the boundaries of what we expect from a kids' movie. With its humor, heart, and unique style, Dogman seems poised to become a family favorite. That's everything you need to know before stepping into the wild, hilarious, and action-packed world of Dreamworks Dogman. Whether you're a fan of the books or just love a good animated adventure, this movie promises to deliver big laughs and heartwarming moments. What are you most excited to see? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss out on our latest videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
How evil can one cat be?
Pretty evil! Ha ha ha!